with another lesson. If you're new to my channel, welcome and thanks for joining us. I hope this content will be helpful to you now and into the future, to this new year that we are welcoming in. Um, Today I'm going to show you how I identify an XA leg so we can use the advanced patterns that I just described in my last 5 videos with all those ratios. I want to start to say off, blah. I want to start off by saying that I'm not a professional trader, not certified or licensed. Um, Trading the Forex is highly risky. You could lose most or all your money. And with that being said, what I'm about to show you are my opinions and my ways of trading the market. And I would take caution and seek the advice of a professional if you're going to invest real money. So now, with that being said, here we have a little example of how I find an XA leg. Now, what I like to do right off the bat is start off from the most recent price action, which we have here. We like to identify what the trend is doing, if it's going up. This way I can categorize my advanced patterns, and I have them separated such as this. So anything with a trend, meaning I want to buy with this trend going up. Because this trend is going up, I want to go with the trend. I want to buy. So every signal of buying that I get, I want it to be either a Gartley, a bat, or a cipher. Not with trend means I'm going to sell. I'm going to take anything that's going to sell. So that I will classify for a butterfly, crab, and a cipher. Cipher is magic. It can go on both sides. Now what I mean by this is that I'm going to look for an XA leg. Now what I like to look for are breaks of structure. And we identify this if people are new and they don't understand. A trend would start off by here, come down, and go up high, and we have a break of structure. We have a new structure high and a new structure close above previous high. And then it comes down, does not make a new lower low, but comes up and makes a new higher high, closes above previous structure. This constitutes as trend going up. So until we break the low point, such as here, I do not classify this yet as a break of structure to the downside. It is a break of structure to the downside, but is not a downtrend. I would need this to come back up and this to come back down in order to say, okay, now the market has turned and we're in a downward trend. Okay, and this is where the cipher would come into play. Down here, up, down, and then it would come back up, and we would be able to take the cipher down, which would classify as not with trend because we are taking it down. Okay? Now back to the other ones. We can actually move these out. Now back with the other ones, here we have a break of structure to the downside. And now how I identify this as an XA leg is that this has to break below and close above previous structure. So I'm looking at these previous points here from there to there, and I notice that this leg has broke above and below structure, which can signify anything. It can signify a reversal, like I said, and come down. But if it only comes down here and starts to go back up, I would be cautious to take any Gartleys or bats. Now, those are my rules. And depending on your risk appetite, and if you want to take every trade, it is possible. I don't know if the market's going to bounce here or if the market's going to continue straight up. Now, my rules are that I would not take a Gartley or bat because the trend is still moving up. Okay? And we have this bounce, 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 bounce. We're looking for this to come up all the way there. Okay? So if I happen to get a B point and a C point here that allows me to get a D point up here for a butterfly or a crab, those are the two that I would be looking for. Okay? And then those are the ones that would bounce off that trend line coming up, looking to go down. And it falls in the same category for the Gartley and the bat, where let's move it down here. Let's say that this section here was coming up, and this came down, and this came down, and it starts to come down here. Well, my trend is still up, right? My trend is still moving up. Okay? We're still in an upward trend. We still have a lot of break above structure, okay? And let's say everything came down to this point here and this point here, and we had a nice ratios, everything here for a Gartley. Okay? That was horrible. Okay? And there we go. And we had the ratios here for a Gartley. It's still in trend. I'm still looking to buy. So if the trend is up, then we're looking only to buy the Gartley, buy the bat. And if the trend is up, you want a butterfly and crab, but possibly looking to see if it hits a channel line. You can draw out these lines. You can see if a butterfly hits, a crab hits, even look for previous structure back here. If anything is going to help you identify where the trade may enter and reverse. Because these little legs here, people make money on them. Okay? But I think you have a lot more strength from my studies, from what I've done in the past, is that if you have a Gartley sitting up here, sometimes it's a trap. Sometimes it's a trap for stop hunters because they'll move the market up into this area, which would take out anybody who's looking to sell at this point, and they place their stops above X. And if it gives me the ratios for a Gartley, I still don't take it. And if I happen to miss it, let's say the market comes and hits both targets and I lose and I miss 500 pips and I left 500 pips on the table, oh well. That's how you got to trade. You can't dwell on the past, and you can't say, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that. You have rules, stick to your rules. Those are my rules, and that's how I follow them. So just starting off, to find the XA leg, try to find legs that extend past and below and see if they start developing a pattern. And start taking those little ratios to see if you're with the trend, not with the trend, and then that way you can identify which pattern to take. I hope this has been helpful to you. If you have any questions, I'm sure you will. I may have not explained this properly or clearly to some people. I'm just taking it for granted because this is the way I trade, and in my head, I might be missing some little details that you may have questions on. So shoot me a comment, and I'll try to respond back to you as soon as I can with a little bit more clear definition. Just for letting everybody know, I use Wick to Wick for all my fib retracements and extension tools. But I use the wicks and the bodies to identify the rules of which pattern I have going on. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe, hit the like button, share it, and leave me a comment. Let me know what I could change or even focus on in the future. So have a happy new year, and let's make it a profitable one. Thank you.